Nightmare from Soul Calibur in Smash? Well, it seems a little bit more possible now. Let's dive into it. Blocked content.
Hello, this video is for good boys and girls.
What's happening, my Blocked buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's League Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And we've got a lot to talk about because today we actually have thoughts from someone who we might have talked about a little while ago, right? You guys have all remembered the name Fatmanonice. Well, that same person is now putting out a lot of messages about leak bait, about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate newcomers, and stuff that other leakers might not be too truthful about. So this is really interesting. I wanted to immediately take the chance to talk to you guys about it because this is really cool, and we're talking about a Soul Calibur character. That franchise is very special to me. Played many of the games, totally love the customization stuff in there and the way that swordplay works, but also the character that we're going to talk about is really cool and could make for a great Super Smash Bros. Edition. So we're going to dive into everything in this video, and here's something super cool because a lot of you guys on Discord asked for it. We launched a brand new show called Question Block, where I answer your questions about upcoming Smash fighters, my thoughts on your favorite video game, questions about how to make videos on YouTube, anything you can think of. Send me your questions through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in one of our next episodes. And for those of you guys who like giveaways, well, we're giving away a Piranha Plant plushie at 50k and this beautiful What's Happening My Blocked Buddies t-shirt at 40k subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button right now, do it, and you will enter for those two giveaways right now. All right, guys, let's head right into the content of this video, and it all pretty much starts with this screen grab over here. Of course, Smash boards, we're a huge fan of Smash boards. Originally, this channel, Blocked Content, had sort of its start on Smash boards, which is pretty cool. I had a show on there called Smash Dash, where I would every week make an episode about all the updates on the Smash Dojo website about Smash Brawl. Right, that's where I had my start, which is crazy. No YouTube back then, no nothing, so really worked very hard on that. And then, of course, everything evolved into the YouTube culture, and now Blocked Content is here, but I still have a very soft, sweet spot in my heart for Smash boards. So here, someone called Ferox said something to Fatmanonice, saying, "Are you really that sure that Nightmare is fighter number 5? Do you simply want Nightmare to be 5? Or do you have any other evidence to suggest that?" Honest question. Also, when exactly are the Video Game Awards again? And Fatmanonice actually comments on this, saying, "I've made a lot of posts about Nightmare in the past couple of days. I've virtually no attachment to the character, and the last time I played Soul Calibur game was probably 2004. Logically, I think it makes a ton of sense. As for Verge," so he means Vergiben, "technically hasn't gotten anything right about Smash since last August. Has a horrible year altogether. Has fallen for not one, but 2 major cases of leak bait. Used to regularly beg Sabi to let him talk to the Nintendo of America source because he was regularly without good leads for Nintendo stuff. Has been hemorrhaging reliable sources since February because of Star Fox Grand Prix." Now, this is all very inside baseball, very interesting information, and I'll just break it down for you guys. So, for everyone who doesn't really know who Nightmare is a character from the Soul Calibur series, and one of the most notable characters from that. Sort of like a villainous character, but also a character that you find pretty synonymous with that game, right? 2 parts of the same coin. I like that idea. So basically, Nightmare is the main antagonist of that series, and first appeared in Soul Edge, and had a proper, really big debut in Soul Calibur, and he wields the awesome Soul Edge, which is a cursed sword. It's a living incarnation, and what's crazy about Nightmare in particular is that the design of Nightmare, just the character, the sword, the little eye right there, that's very reminiscent of a lot of design choices that have gone into Super Smash Ultimate. Just look at Final Destination, some stuff within World of Light, and also a little bit in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. So when that, especially that Final Destination stage was announced, a lot of people were like, well, this is very clearly their kind of style, right? It would make so much sense to have a character like that in there, and this almost hints to that character specifically, right? So Nightmare's been portrayed in the games as a violent and ruthless kind of creature, constantly in search of souls to restore soul edge. He looks down on humans, considers them pathetic and foolish, and having no mercy for others, even those who serve him. So, as shown in his Tales of Souls path, where he considers killing his loyal servant Tira. Through his incarnation in 5, he wants to take over the world rather than destroy it. So he is a really villainous character, could have made a really great villain for like a World of Light mode, because all of it kind of works together that way. And what to me makes Nightmare work as a character, if I just think about the possibilities for the character in Smash, is that he already has a very big, very great moveset in Soul Calibur, and his sword is huge and could make for very interesting sword play that, well, a character like Cloud maybe has, but not in the way that this character has. Like very brutal moves that, you know, take a very long time to charge. I think that that would be very interesting. So a sword fighter kind of like Ike in that sense, where he would be, you know, treated as a heavy kind of character with all that armor around him. And, you know, regularly those Soul Calibur fighters, they move pretty slow for Smash standards because it's, of course, a very traditional fighting game. So that could make for a really interesting option. And, of course, all the grab combo stuff that you can do in the Soul Calibur games could maybe make for a very cool side B, you know, side special move attack, where you can basically, you know, grind people along the floor and then follow up with some sword attacks. I think that that could make for a really cool idea. And also, of course, the voice of the character is really cool, you know, souls, come unto me. Yeah, I think that that would be a very interesting inclusion for Smash Brothers. But yes, to talk about all the things that have been said about Nightmare through Fatmanonice, I think it's interesting that he mentions him quite a bit in the past couple of days, as he mentioned, and he has no attachment to the character. So, yeah, he hasn't played a game like Soul Calibur since like 2004, so this is not something that he really wants, as the person, you know, Fyrox says, but it's definitely something that he's heard through the grapevine, right? This is him basically saying, yeah, I know nothing about the character, don't know it, you know, have no attachment to it, but there is a possibility that the character is Fighter 5, right? There's a little hint right there. And also, he throws some shade at Vergiben, which I think is interesting because this whole league culture, the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate speculation scene, has, you know, everyone kind of play ball together. Even within this YouTube video community, I'm very good friends with pretty much everyone in that scene, and we have a little Discord chat together. It's super great, you know, that everything is so inclusive and fun. So it's pretty interesting to see Fatmanonice kind of talk down to Verge in this way, and him saying technically he hasn't gotten anything right about Smash since last August. Well, all of that information, of course, we don't really know yet. Of course, Fatmanonice could have the inside scoop here and actually know who the character is, so he knows that he's wrong in certain aspects, right? Had a horrible year altogether. That just seems like straight up shade over here. Has fallen for not one but two major cases of leak bait, which is interesting because, of course, we're all based on sources, so that could potentially have happened to anyone who, like, really wants to follow sources. And it used to regularly beg Sabi to let him talk to the Nintendo of America source because it was regularly without good leads for Nintendo stuff. So yes, I don't know if any of this is true. If it is, it has been a pretty tough year for Vergiben, and he's just trying to make it. And yeah, Fatmanonice, you can call people on that sort of stuff, but it's also, you know, let's try and make a fun, positive atmosphere together. But thank you so much for the information about Nightmare. At least talking about the character makes it a little bit more real in my mind. I really like the idea of having a heavy sword fighting character in full armor, kind of have that Soul Calibur idea mixed with a bit of Dark Souls, which would be really cool, like visually. And also, if it comes with a stage, I could almost see like one of the final stages like a broken down church or something like that, something really dark and eerie and very fighting game oriented, maybe even with Pit on the side, you know? So I'm really curious. I think a Soul Calibur character could definitely appear in Smash Brothers, especially since Link was the crossover character in Soul Calibur 2, so there's already a little bit of crossover in that franchise with Nintendo, so having it work the other way around would be a very special way to kind of tie everything together. That's a very special idea right there. So let me know if you have any thoughts about Nightmare or any Soul Calibur character, right? Yoshimitsu, not technically Soul Calibur, but I've already kind of thought about that character to be a part of Smash, and that could be very cool too. So let me know in the comments down below. As for our previous comment question, our answer comes to us by user AshGreninjaFan number 1, saying, we need another Mario game. It's been a whole year without Nintendo giving their mascot a game. It's gonna be either Mario Sunshine 2, Mario Odyssey 2, Mario Galaxy 3, or Mario 3D World Deluxe. All of these options sound incredible. I especially really love the idea of an Odyssey 2. I mean, Sunshine 2 could be a great throwback, but I do also think that they need to remake that game first, maybe in the Odyssey engine would be really cool. Galaxy 3 could be really interesting, but I would wait for another console for something like that. And Odyssey 2 feels very at home with the same idea that Breath of the Wild is also getting a sequel, right? So I don't really know if another Mario mainline platformer is happening. The easiest thing would be a 3D World Deluxe kind of game, but also that seems pretty far away now since we had Odyssey, which is in a lot of ways kind of like the successor to that game, right? It's also very different, it's multiplayer focused and everything, but I do feel like it's really weird to go back to 3D World after you've played through the campaign of Odyssey. That's a really amazing game. So thank you guys so much for sending in your comments. These are always so much fun to read through, and of course a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters. You guys make block content possible, and if you listening, if you want to have yourself created as a little block content guy, join me for a Skype call, or have your own ideas animated by me, well, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent, because there's a bunch of really great rewards for very, very little, so they're waiting for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, please, right now, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell next to it for notifications, and all the news and fun that you care about will be delivered on the daily to you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!